Hey everyone, ready to dive into something that could really make a difference someday.
Always. What's on the docket for today?
Well, today it's all about what to do right after a car accident.
Oh, that's smart. Something we all hope we never need.
Exactly. But if it does happen, being prepared can seriously save you stress, money, even maybe your life.
No kidding. So what are we looking at today? Some big legal textbook.
Actually, it's way more accessible. We found this awesome YouTube video by the Legal Strategist.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of their stuff. Really straightforward, easy to follow.
Exactly. They lay out a 7-step guide for what to do right after an accident.
And I bet even in a short video, there's tons to unpack.
Oh, absolutely. So, step one is the most obvious safety first.
Makes sense. Check for injuries, right?
Yeah, yourself, any passengers, and anyone else involved. And of course, call 911 immediately if there are any injuries.
And better safe than sorry, so even if it seems minor, calling 911 is always a good idea.
Definitely. Plus, you want to move your car to a safe spot if possible, like the shoulder of the road.
Yeah, wouldn't want to be blocking traffic or causing another accident. Make things easier for emergency responders, too.
Okay, so that's step one, pretty straightforward. But step two is where it gets a bit more legal.
Oh.
Yeah, the video emphasizes calling the police even for seemingly minor accidents.
Interesting. Why's that? Wouldn't it be enough to just exchange info if there's no major damage?
That's what I thought, but apparently a police report is super important for a few reasons.
Like what? Fill me in.
Well, first off, it creates an official record of what happened.
Ah, so if there are disputes later on about who did what, you've got that objective account.
Exactly, like having a referee at the scene to document all the facts.
Makes a ton of sense. Anything else?
Second, some states actually require you to report accidents to the police if there's any injury at all, or if the damage is above a certain guard.
So basically, better safe than sorry, legally speaking.
Totally. I'll definitely be calling the police from now on, no matter how small the fender bender seems.
Smart move. So what's next on this list?
Okay, step three is exchanging information with the other driver. Sounds simple, right?
Seems pretty straightforward, yeah.
But there's a catch. The video gives a big warning about avoiding apologies or admitting fault at the scene.
Wait, seriously? Why? Isn't it just being polite?
Apparently not in the legal world. Anything you say can be used against you later.
Whoa, that's intense.
Yeah, even a simple "I'm sorry" could be interpreted as admitting guilt.
Yikes. So how do you handle that interaction then? Just be like a robot?
Not exactly. You can still be human, but stick to the facts and avoid any kind of opinions or apologies.
Got it. So just get the other driver's name, contact info, insurance details, license plate number.
Exactly. You can express concern for their well-being without admitting fault.
Oh, like instead of, I'm so sorry this happened, maybe something like, I'm glad you seem okay.
Exactly. Subtle difference, but it could make a big difference legally.
Okay, that's a good tip. I'll try to remember that one. What's next?
Step four is all about documentation. And guess what? This is where our smartphones become our best friends.
Ooh, we love when tech comes in handy.
Seriously. Taking pictures at the scene is apparently huge for protecting yourself legally.
Okay, but what kind of pictures are we talking about? Just the damage to the cars.
That's a start, but the more thorough, the better. Damage to both vehicles from multiple angles.
Got it. Multiple angles, check. What else?
Oh, think bigger. The position of the cars, any skid marks, debris on the road, even the weather conditions.
Whoa, the weather too. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, you never know what detail might become important later. It's all about painting a complete picture of the scene.
Like a visual time capsule for the accident. Okay, got it. So we've got safety, calling the police, exchanging info, and documenting everything.
You got it. And speaking of documentation, there's one more element that's super important. Witnesses.
Oh yeah, witnesses. Those could be game changers, right?
Absolutely. They can provide that neutral third-party account of what happened.
And coming from someone who wasn't directly involved, their statements carry a lot of weight, especially if things end up in court.
Exactly. So if there are people around who saw the accident, make sure to get their contact information.
Yet politely ask if they'd be willing to share their account of what happened, get their names and phone numbers.
Exactly. You never know. Their testimony could be the deciding factor in your case.
Okay, witnesses check. This is making me realize how much goes into handling a car accident properly.
Me too. It's way more than just exchanging insurance info and hoping for the best.
No kidding. There's a whole legal strategy involved.
Right. And speaking of strategy, step six is about contacting your insurance company.
Yeah, isn't that one of the first things you're supposed to do?
You'd think so, but the video actually gives a warning about giving a recorded statement without talking to a lawyer first.
Wait, what? But shouldn't you be completely honest with your own insurance company?
That's what I thought, but apparently there's more to it than meets the eye.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Spill the tea. Why would they say that? Well, it's like this. Insurance companies are businesses, even your own, right? Their goal is to minimize payouts, which means they might not always have your best interests in mind. you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they might try to twist your words or interpret things in a way that benefits them, not you.
Oh, wow, I hadn't thought about that. So even with my own insurance company, I got to be careful.
Exactly. Keep it factual, keep it brief.
Okay, so just the basic details.
Yeah, like time, location, the other driver's info.
Got it. But no speculating about fault or how bad the damage is.
Especially that. And if they ask for a recorded statement, politely decline. Say you want to consult with your lawyer first.
Oh, that makes sense. Protect myself legally, right?
Exactly. Building your case, presenting the facts accurately.
Like we're playing legal chess. Okay, so that's insurance. Which brings us to the final step, the lawyer.
Ah, yes. The big guns.
The video really emphasizes consulting a personal injury attorney, even if you don't think you need to sue.
Interesting. I always thought lawyers were just for major accidents or lawsuits.
Me too. But apparently, they can be super helpful even in seemingly simple cases.
How so?
Well, they can help you understand your rights, negotiate with insurance companies on your behalf, make sure you're treated fairly.
So basically, they're your legal bodyguard.
Exactly. Protecting you from those legal pitfalls and making sure you get the compensation you deserve.
I like the sound of that. So even if I think the accident is minor, still worth talking to the lawyer.
Absolutely. They can assess the situation, help you understand your options, and make those informed decisions.
Okay, that makes sense. But you know what always holds me back?
What's that?
The cost. Lawyers are expensive, right?
They can be, yeah. But a lot of personal injury lawyers work on a contingency fee basis.
Contingency fee. Refresh my memory.
It means they only get paid if they win your case, so no upfront costs for you.
Whoa, so there's no risk involved.
Well, not financially at least. They typically take a percentage of the settlement or judgment you receive.
Ooh, so their payment is tied to the outcome. That's smart.
Yeah, it incentivizes them to work hard for their clients because their success is your success.
I like that. Makes legal representation much more accessible.
Totally. And a lot of lawyers offer a free initial consultation too, so you can chat and see if you need their help without any obligation.
Okay, that takes a lot of the pressure off. Phew. This is all incredibly helpful.
Right. I'm feeling much more prepared now, knowing all these steps.
It's amazing how much valuable info can be packed into a short YouTube video.
And with a little unpacking, we can really unlock a whole world of knowledge and empowerment.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting, even though we've been focusing on these practical steps and the legal side of things,
Yeah.
there's also this whole psychological element to accidents that we haven't really touched on.
Oh, that's true. What do you mean?
Well, just think about it. When you're in an accident, your adrenaline is going crazy, your mind's racing. It's easy to make mistakes or forget things.
Oh, yeah, totally. I can see myself just completely freezing up.
And that's why having this clear plan of action can really help, even if it's just subconsciously knowing these steps can keep you calm.
Yeah, like your mental checklist to ground you when everything feels chaotic.
Exactly. And that's where that cheat sheet idea comes in handy. You know, having the steps written down right there in your glove compartment.
Like a little legal security blanket. And speaking of security, you mentioned earlier about having a personal injury lawyer's contact info handy.
Oh, absolutely. It's like having a legal lifeline just in case.
And so many people hesitate to even call a lawyer because they're worried about the cost.
Right, but as we talked about, a lot of those lawyers work on contingency.
Meaning they only get paid if you win.
Exactly. No financial risk up front, and usually that first consultation is free.
Which makes it so much easier to at least talk to someone and get some advice.
Exactly. It's all about empowering yourself with information.
Knowledge is power.
You got it. And remember, it's not just about winning some big lawsuit. It's about protecting your rights, making sure you're treated fairly, getting the support you need.
Well said. Like, this whole conversation has really opened my eyes. I used to think car accidents were just like a logistical thing, but now I see there's a whole legal side to it.
There really is. And the more you understand that legal side, the better you can protect yourself.
It's almost like everyone should have some basic legal knowledge, even if they've never been in an accident.
I totally agree. Like preventative legal care.
I love that. Well, this deep dive has been amazing. I feel so much more prepared now.
Great. That's what we like to hear. Knowledge is power, and being prepared can make a huge difference.
Couldn't agree more. So to wrap things up, what's the biggest takeaway our listeners should remember?
I think it's that even a little bit of knowledge can go a long way in protecting yourself and your loved ones. Accidents happen, but with the right information, you can navigate the situation effectively.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't have to memorize everything. You can always come back and listen to this deep dive again if you need a refresher.
That's right. We're your portable knowledge library.
Exactly. And of course, we always encourage our listeners to do their own research and talk to legal professionals for advice specific to their situation.
Always good to get that personalized guidance.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything on our car accident preparedness checklist today. Anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
Just one final thought. We've talked a lot about the practical and legal stuff, But it's also important to acknowledge the emotional side of accidents.
Oh, that's so true. Even a minor fender bender can be super stressful.
Exactly. Your adrenaline's pumping, you might be shaken up. It's totally normal to feel overwhelmed.
For sure. Which is why having those steps, that plan, can be so grounding.
Right. It gives you something to focus on when you're feeling frazzled. Remember, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, talking to friends, family, or even a therapist can make a huge difference in processing the experience.
Absolutely. You're not alone in this. Accidents happen, and there are resources to support you.
Well said. This has been an incredibly insightful conversation. I feel so much more prepared now. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise.
My pleasure. Stay safe out there, everyone, and remember, you've got this.
That's a wrap for today, folks. We hope this deep dive into car accident preparedness was helpful and empowering. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe.